I was coming to America from Poland ever since kind of preschool, right? But I was always coming here for the summers. So in 8th grade, I thought I was coming here for a summer vacation. And then my mom randomly surprised me and she was like, hello, you're just staying here forever. You can't say bye to your friends. You don't know anyone here. You don't know the language and you're just going to have to figure it out. So it was an interesting year. Leiden, I was an ESL student coming in. Through 8th grade, right, I learned a little bit of English in that year, but I couldn't really speak it. So when I came to Leiden, they were like, oh, Justyna, you have to kind of take more ESL classes. But me and one of my friends, we were like really, really good students in Poland. So we were like, you know, this ESL, learning like all the basic stuff, we think we could do better. So our parents came to school and they asked if we could be placed in honors classes. And then that turned out that that wasn't the greatest idea because that was like the hardest thing I've done in my whole life. We had to translate everything into Polish and from Polish into English. And I still remember that one day where I had to give a speech in an English class. I got so stressed, I fainted in front of the whole class. But like Leiden, I basically took time to just really push myself. So I was like in the art studio all the time. I was working on my portfolio. I was trying out different kinds of, art. When it comes to art, I didn't know I was passionate about it. When I was still in Poland, I found a book about Gabrielle Chanel, who is the founder of Chanel, the fashion house. And I realized that she was an entrepreneur and she was a creative and she revolutionized an industry. And I remember thinking like, that's so cool, I want to be like her. When I came to Lincoln and Leiden, I didn't think that I was talented at all. I mean, I was drawing stick figures, I was starting from scratch. My pieces were bad, and I wasn't afraid to be bad. I was reading all these articles, and some of these articles were saying, it's okay, just be bad, just start. Like, you don't have to be perfect. And I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, but actually Miss Reed was my art teacher, and she was like, no, Justyna, you have something here. And she really allowed me to experiment and to test things out. And she really pushed that boundary for me where I wasn't afraid. And ever since, I came to Leiden, I've been trying and now my art is good. But Miss Reed and Emily Reynolds, huge shout out, they wrote me a recommendation letter. And I also wrote an extra letter to Parsons, to the dean, saying, please, my portfolio is really bad, but it's my dream to come here. Please accept me. And I sent that with my portfolio and I got in. So when I was at Parsons, obviously I learned how to make a collection, I had to sew it together. But then when I graduated, I realized, oh cool, so I can make a collection, what's next? And growing up, I didn't really know that many entrepreneurs except for my dad. And I realized that apart from him, I know 0 entrepreneurs, right? So We Rule right now today is a platform where we help female founders get access to mentors, investors, different business opportunities. It's been an amazing ride because we were able to get an award from the United Nations, from the mayor's office. I'm a mentor with the Tory Burch Foundation. So it brought me a lot, but the way it started is because I was curious and I was like, what is this entrepreneur thing, right? So I started it with just reaching out to one founder and I said, hey, I don't know any founders at all in my life. And you just started a coffee business. Can you tell me about it? And that's kind of how it started. And then people started reaching out from the East Coast, from the West Coast, from all over the world. And it kind of by accident went from this blog where I was just using it to pursue my curiosities with entrepreneurship, and it started inspiring other people to become entrepreneurs, to connect with each other. And so it was just kind of an organic thing that happened. So what's next is I'm really passionate about providing other people with mentorship. So obviously when I was at Leiden, Miss Reed, Miss Reynolds, there are a few other teachers, really helped me get to where I am. So they really helped me as my mentors to figure out, the right scholarships, the right financial aid, the right things to send over to them to show them that I deserve to be in that school. I have so many mentors in my life, so I see the value of it for other people. So what's next for We Rule is I want to give everyone in the world access to a mentor. So we just launched a platform where you're able to book an advisor on demand, so you just book it for a fee, but we want to make it available for people for free. Hopefully a fund in the nearest future or something is brewing. So a lot of things I see from people who are 30, looking back, is that too many of them went with what their parents wanted them to do. So, oh my gosh, even if your parents wants you to be a doctor, your parent wants you to be a lawyer, somehow find a way to convince them that your dream is your dream, and just make sure that your dream is making you money, because I feel like the financial freedom is very important. At Leiden, there's so many different clubs, and that gives you an opportunity to meet other people who maybe are already super passionate about that topic, and then kind of show you the ropes. Pursue your dream, figure out how to make money. There's so many amazing ways right now to make money. So just figure out those two things. What's your dream? How you can make money from it? And I think the rest follows.